Okay, I'm at Nababaha. Probably it's best for me to give a little bit of background where that name comes from. Right now, I'm the head of Project NOAA, which is a government project, actually a DOST project. But since 2004, 2003, we've been working on disasters. There have been a lot of disasters that happened in the Philippines. I can name the Mindoro floods, the Lahar floods in Mindanao, which in Legazpi, which killed 1,500 people, the Ginsa-Ugon landslide, Sendong, Ondoy, Pedring, Enkel, and so on and so forth. But in all of these disasters, since I'm a geologist, actually a volcanologist, a volcanotectonics specialist, the tools that we've been using actually can be applied in a lot of disaster work. And every time there's a disaster, we go to ground zero and we look at what happened in that area. Not only for writing articles, but we also help in the search and rescue operations. And we actually give scientific advice for the search and rescue teams and a lot of other things. Basically, it's necessary for us to work during times of crisis and also to study the events in order to learn from them. And throughout all of these disasters, we've learned a lot from them. And actually, we have a paper that was actually a policy paper of the University of the Philippines. And many of those listed lessons learned from these disasters are actually being applied in Project NOAA. And one that stands out is the use of social media in order for us to communicate. And the other is the use of advanced science and technology. At Nababaha was first came out in 2009, just after Ondoy, wherein there was this flooding event that happened in Metro Manila. And one thing that we thought of was to get the netizens to put in their anecdotal accounts of the floods. The reason for making that was because of the notion that, people tend to forget easily the floods. And we want the people to create a map by themselves because it's important for people to participate in order to raise awareness. And with that map generated by the people, by the netizens using technology, we'll be able to create this permanent record of the floods. So that 20 or 30 years from today, when the same event happens, then people will have a guide as to where the floods were highest and where the floods happened. So at Nababaha was created, there was a website called nababaha.com. And it actually made use of Google technology to get the netizens to put in their anecdotal accounts of the floods. So at Nababaha gets its inspiration from the website walangpasok.com. Have you heard of that? Walangpasok.com. If you click on it, it just says meron or wala. So it's a very, very nice website. Very, very simple, but very informative. And at Nababaha, and the website, nababaha.com, actually was made to get government agencies to use technology, mapping technology. I think this is your complaint, Tonyo, that PDFs are not useful. So it was practically to demonstrate that such technology exists. They're free. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. And it can be used. It can be used for disaster purposes. And nababaha.com actually just showed that you can use advanced science and technology. You can use computer simulations. You can use Google Maps to be able to show and inform the public about critical information. So that was born in 2009. Actually, I'm a critic of government. I used to be a critic of government, but this year, I was taken in by government to help in the disaster effort. And I think being part of the government helps a lot because I wouldn't be able to implement all of these things, all of the lessons that we've learned from past disasters, if I wasn't taken in by the Department of Science and Technology. And now we're implementing that, and you see it now as Project NOAA. No? That's Project NOAA. Do all of you know about Project NOAA? It's the latest government initiative to put in place a responsive program to address our disaster woes. And it makes use of a lot of advanced science and technology. It makes use of different types of research platforms, media platforms. We try to think of everything, derive lessons learned from past disasters, and try to improve ways by which we can mitigate disasters. And you can easily see it in the website, noaa.dost.gov.ph. And we're actually a real-time tool of Pag-asa. So At Nababaha is just an unofficial Twitter account. By virtue of my being the head of Project NOAA, I just tweet tutorials about the content of Project NOAA. It's really Pag-asa DOST Twitter account that we want to promote because it's important that during times of disasters and emergency, we listen to an official and an authoritative agency, and that is Pag-asa DOST. Okay. I have to take out my my piece of paper, the outline. That was just the introduction. It just shows to you that technology isn't everything. Still, paper is the best. No? Okay. In all of these disasters, we've learned that the element of surprise is the one that kills. So it's very important that we are able to deliver timely, reliable, accurate, and understandable information. And one way by which to do that is to be able to communicate through various social media platforms and also from using traditional media platforms. And I think we're trying to use heavily the social media platforms. Another one that stands out from what we've learned is that we need to use advanced science and technology. Scientists are the ones that build scenarios about disasters. They use computers, they use a lot of theories, apply a lot of theories in mathematics, physics, chemistry in order to build scenarios. Where the floods will be, when the next volcanic eruption will occur, what are the chances that an earthquake will occur, and so on and so forth. And when scientists build these scenarios, it is important that they are properly communicated in near real time and in non-real time. So that means that in order for people to address properly disasters, they need to prepare long beforehand, and they need also to be able to receive timely information. And when scientists deliver such kind of information, they need to be disseminated. And I think that is the role of media. It so happens that DOST Pag-asa Twitter account, as well as my account, unfortunately, I have 2 minutes left, is followed by all sorts of traditional media, radio, TV, newspapers. And whenever it is tweeted, I think it is necessary that they need to be disseminated en masse. And I think that's the role of media. That's the role of radio. That's the role. Scientists only produce or generate the information. And that's the role of Project NOAA. Although with Project NOAA, we try to think of all sorts of things. We have a weather media project or component of the project wherein we'll create a 24/7 weather and disaster channel called DOSTV. And we'll try to think of all ways or any way or every way by which we can disseminate the information using different types of media platforms. Trust us, we will try to use all of them. And we also would like to make use of everybody because in the disaster effort, it's important that everybody participates. So we want to get the cooperation of the civil society organizations, the church groups, the research groups, academe, the private sector, as well as government agencies. Okay. So just to close it, because I think I only have 30 seconds left. No? One thing that has cropped up was that Twitter and other social media platforms could harm people, or could be made to alarm people in sometimes an unnecessary way. No? But I argue that Twitter and Facebook and social media platforms need to be used and maximized for its potential usefulness. No? Because if we do not use that channel, some other people may use it in the wrong way and maybe in a dangerous way. So it's very, very important that government uses that channel, because if you don't use that channel, some other guy might use it for an evil manner. Thank you very much.